Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977. Welcome to episode 542 of the show. We're going to be talking a little bit of NXT. That's right, the fallout from not only the WWE draft, but from last week's spring Breakin. We had a North American Championship matchup. Wesley defending it against Drew Gulak. Wesley had Tyler Bate watching his back while Drew Gulak had Charlie Dempsey. Dempsey tried to get involved. Tyler Bate countered. It was a heck of a matchup, but in the end, Wesley did retain. But it seems like when Tyler Bate was celebrating with him, he's looking at the title, probably wants it. I can see Tyler Bate-Wesley matchup. It'll be a great matchup, indeed. And we're talking about the fallout from the draft. As you know, JD McDonough will be in his final match at NXT as he takes on Dragon Lee. While the women's tag team titles will be on the line, and both teams in their final match on NXT because both of them, those teams have been drafted. The champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, have been drafted over to SmackDown, while Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, the challengers, have been drafted to Monday Night Raw. What does it mean for the women's tag team title situation? We will soon find out after the match is over. So, coming up next, Trick Williams was heading to the ring to address what happened last week when Braun Breaker took out Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams was not in a very good mood, so I could see Trick Williams full of P and V at this moment, and like I said, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Now, with Indy Hartwell going to Monday Night Raw, and with both Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter going to their separate ways, Chance and Carter going to Raw, Fire and Dawn going to SmackDown, it leaves an open opportunity for the other ladies in the NXT Women's Division. We know JC Jane and Gigi Dolan going one-on-one. Gigi Dolan will have her brother sitting at ringside for that matchup. So this is going to be an interesting situation, to say the least. Former Toxic Attraction teammates going at it. Then you know, which means what's going to happen with the women's division. With the women's championship, I say the last two people to challenge, they should go at it one-on-one if the title had to be vacant. I suggest that Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez go at it, or get a women's battle royal to determine a new champion. I think rumor has it that newcomer Danny Palmer is supposed to make her debut tonight on NXT. So this is an opportunity for everyone to. This is an opportunity for the women's division to realize that we know Nikita Lyons is still hurt. Once she comes back from injury, she'll try to step up and probably want to talk, because Zoe Stark is now heading over to Monday Night Raw as well. So it seems to me, and I think you're going to see a lot more Kiana James, Fallon Henley. Like I said, the women's division is pretty good. Is pretty bright. The future's pretty bright in the women's division. Like I said, it's all beware a lot of other women's tag teams rise up, like Jakara Jackson and Last Legend. They end up joining forces. So, and you still got Valentina Feroz and Ulyssa Leon, who's still hurt when she comes back from an injury as well. So, yeah, a couple of ladies have been injured in the women's division, Ulyssa Leon and Nikita Lyons. So you got all that to contend with. So we're gonna go and find out what the heck Trick Williams is gonna call out Braun Breaker. So let's see what happens. Alrighty then. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn address going to SmackDown, and they're talking to Kate about, and also their tag team titles defense against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. So and Trick Williams came out addressing what happened to his boy to his boy Carmelo Hayes, the NXT champ. Braun Breaker interrupts him and say, you know what, I don't care about the fans. I only care about me. I want the title and all that. Trick Williams challenged him to a matchup. He said, we're doing it next week. Braun Breaker is now turned to a bona fide jerk, just like his uncle was in WCW, let me tell you. Mackenzie Mitchell interviewed J.D. McDonough as J.D. McDonough says that he's waited 21 years for this, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. And then that dumb goofball idiot Noam Dar interrupts him, asking him to injure Dragon Lee. He says, you know what? All you care about, you little snake and slimy snake, you care about yourself and that Heritage Cup. That's why you never gave me a shot at it, but you better stay away from me. You tick me off. I'll be taking that Heritage Cup with me to Monday Night Raw. That's what he said. I said, so if I were Mr. Dar, I would stay the heck away from J.D. McDonough. And so up next, the lovely Gigi Dolan with her brother Miles in the crowd. In fact, will be fighting JC Jane. This better not be another Dominic Reyes story with JC Jane and Miles. That's what I'm hoping that. I hope something like that does not happen. So we're gonna check up on the Red Sox Blue Jays game. We're leading 2-0. Let's see. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Let's see. 3-0, and the Red Sox are up 3-0. So they're up 3-0. Let's see, guide. Let me see the info. We are Marshall. So, all right. So that's the deal. Up next, former Toxic Attraction tag team partners Gigi Dolan and JC Jane gonna go at it. Give you the results of that matchup between those two lovely ladies, and we'll see what happens next. Remember, NXT is the fallout of the draft and spring break-in. This is going to be something. So, we'll see what happens. Alrighty, the battle of former Toxic Attraction teammates came to an end thanks to a exposed steal. JC Jane did defeat Gigi Dolan, but they attacked Gigi Dolan after the matchup, much to the chagrin of Gigi Dolan's brother, Miles. And Miles kind of looks like that kid from Stranger Things. Galen, I think the actor's name is. Almost looks like the kid from Stranger Things, let me tell you. But might I digress though. Gigi Dolan, I gotta respect the lady for caring for her brother, sticking up for her brother, for her family. JC Jane's a jerk, you know what I mean? But anyways, coming up next, it's a battle of masked men. Axiom versus Scripps. We all know who Scripps is. We all know who Axiom is. Why don't both men just take off the masks and be a tag team, for goodness sakes? Anyways, but so we'll see what happens here. So that will be next. I'll give you the result of that matchup and whatever happens after that. Okay? So hang in there, sit tight. Alrighty then. Axiom Scripts, a battle of masked men. Heck of a matchup. High flying, cruiserweight style kind of action. Axiom picked up the victory, but then he decided, well, he's going to be the good bigger man and help, as sportsmanship for Scripps. Scripps decides to punch him in the face. So Axiom goes, oh, you know what, I'm fine. I'll punch back. And then all of a sudden, he grabs Scripps' mask, takes it off. We all know who it was. It's Reginald, formerly Carmella's, concierge or something like that. I forget. And now, but now they took out. Now Axiom's got the mask. So where the Scripts goes from here, we'll find out for sure. We'll see what Reginald does for a result. Also, Briggs and Jensen were talking, and he says thank you for, and they would compliment each other about the punches thrown and all that, and they remember the good old days. But then Jensen had some good business idea to help out the family, the Big Daddy's bar, Fallon Henley's bar, and he had some ideas, and he said, "Hey, let's go look at you, smarty pants, having a little fun." A couple of young ladies asked, Brooks Jensen to, if he can have a drink with them, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just having a good time with my friends here, catching up with them. Maybe another time." And he said, "Okay," and they walked away. And it seems like he did not want to get heartbroken again. I think he's learned a lot. So Brooks Jensen, the future is bright for country grit, baby. Next up, coming up next, Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough in his final matchup in NXT before he heads to Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. So we shall see what happens. Okay, so we will. I'll give you the results of that matchup, and then we're going to have some little fun, okay? So, we'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Lee, J.E. McDonough in his final match on NXT before he heads to Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. And the Irish Ace and the Luchador from Mexico is really, really going at it. But that goofball moron Noam Dar showing up at freaking ringside. Oh, boy. Let me tell you something with that Heritage Cup. If I were Noam Dar, I'd stay the heck. Didn't JD McDonough warn him? I hope he punt. I hope Dragon Lee just double teams Noam Dar. I'll tell you one thing right now. Noam Dork, I like to call him, because he act like a dork. Play that funky music. Check, please. So, we shall see what the heck is going on. The Red Sox are down by 1 run, though. So, see, the Red Sox won't try to play some catch-up again. Blue Jays always been a tough team. So, yeah, I'm talking wrestling, I'm talking baseball. What the heck is going on around here, right? Yeah. So, so I will get you the results of that matchup, and then whatever happens afterwards. So, hang in there. Alrighty, then the match between JD McDonough and Dragon Lee is over. A heck of a classic battle. In fact, while the fans gave JD McDonough a little bit of an ovation, Dragon Lee and Noam Dar were brawling to the back, leaving JD McDonough to take everything in as this was his final night on NXT, going to Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. I'd like to see him challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That would be a great match. A good way to start and make an impact. Try to go after the Intercontinental title. Well, I'm sure he'll go bigger with the World Heavyweight title now in vacancy. So we'll see what the Irish Ace decides this coming Monday night on Raw. Also, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter talking about if this is going to be their last night at NXT. They say they're going to Raw with the NXT Tag Team Championships. And the Schism on a tablet that Ava Raine was holding was watching Joe Coffey's workout matches, and he said that he will give their all. He says you do it for them, then you do it for you. Do something for you. And it looks like the so it'll be the Battle of Joes coming up next, and this Gacy versus Coffey. And if Gacy wins, the Dyad get a shot at the tag team titles. Will that happen? Well, hang in there and we'll find out after this commercial break. Alrighty then, the Battle of the Joes has been complete. Joe Gacy won thanks to some shenanigans caused by the Dyad and Ava Raine. And so Gallus will have to defend the tag team titles against the Dyad. Then you got Ivy Nile and the Diamond Mine, Creeds and Ivy Nile watching the matchup. And Ivy Nile says, Ava's always getting involved. She's getting sick of it. So there's that. Danny Palmer was FaceTiming with Sol Ruca before her debut matchup. She's going up against Tatum Paxley. And she was like doing a little split thing. Good Lord. And then Hank Walker and Tank Ledger came in there, high-fived her a couple of times. Said, go out and do your thing. Oba Femi was walking by. Said, hey, Danny's matchup was coming next. You want to watch? And Oba Femi just looked at them, looks up, and just walks on, says nothing. Well, that match is coming up next. Danny Palmer making her in-ring debut on NXT. A little room for the lady. Let's see what happens in his matchup against Tatum Paxley coming up next. Well, Danny Palmer did win her first matchup against Tatum Paxley. Congratulations to her. But beforehand, Eddie Thorpe was getting an interview while he's doing some working out some few things. Damon Kemp decided to throw an empty water bottle at him and say, hey, can you clean the trash up? You're new around here. And it looks like, then Damon Kemp goes, I can do better than you in the ring. I'll take that bet. He goes, no, and he walks away not accepting the challenge. What the heck? Come on, Damon Kemp, you moron. Disrespecting Eddie Thorpe like that. Yeah, Danny Palmer made her debut in against Tatum Paxley. Danny Palmer did win the matchup. She looks kind of cute. She looks like Winnie Cooper, a.k.a. Danica McKellar from the Wonder Years. And then Andre Chase was not feeling good after his battle against Braun Breaker at Spring Breakin'. He says you can't cancel classes. But then Duke Hudson said, you know what? I'll take over. We'll talk about the WWE draft. So, is there no pop quiz? No. To rip up the papers. So, the WWE draft. It seems like that was a good idea. And he would try, do what Mr. Chase does, teach. So, but upcoming next, the women's tag team titles are on the line. The NXT women's tag team titles between a Raw tag team and Katana Chance and Kane Carter, and a SmackDown tag team, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT women's tag team champions. We'll see what happens when we come back after this commercial break. Alrighty, then Duke Hudson decides to film, because, like I said, Andre Chase wasn't feeling too good after his match against Braun Breaker last week at Spring Breakin'. So Duke Hudson said to fill in and talk about the WWE draft. I think I mentioned that before. Von Wagner and Mr. Stone were looking through a photo album with Von Wagner's father, one half of the Beverly Brothers, when they were battling the natural disasters back in 1982, when was for the WWE Tag Team titles, which the Beverly Brothers came up short. And as they're looking for, and Mr. Stone noticed a certain picture during the time when Wagner was a kid. He said, "What's this all about?" And he said, "No, he knew nothing." And then Mr. Stone opened up the album and kind of looked at a picture of probably Von Wagner who was a kid with a big scar on his head when he was a kid or something like that. Post operation or something. Did what Maybe that's what led to Von Wagner not having the person. I don't know. I don't know what the story is with that situation, but I'm sure we're gonna look more into it as the undrafted free agent, Mr. Von Wagner. It seems like to me this is going to be an interesting situation between Mr. Stone and Von Wagner. The women's tag team titles on the line. Carter and Chance versus Fire and Dawn. Remember, these ladies have been drafted. The champs, Fire and Dawn, going to SmackDown, while Carter and Chance going to Monday Night Raw. This is going to be interesting, to say the least, in this situation. So, also, we're going to be hearing from Indy Hartwell coming up next, what her status is. And I know she's been drafted to Monday Night Raw, but also she's hurt. So, we shall see what the end result of that was. Oh, just to let you know a little bit more announcing news, that the ring announcers has been switching positions. Mike Rowe will be in ring announcing on SmackDown, while Samantha Irvin will be doing the ring announcing duties for Monday Night Raw. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. And that means, so Samantha Irvin gets to take her talents to Raw, where she can announce not only her fiance Ricochet's matches, but not only that, Imperium. So we'll see what happens, okay? So until then, we're going to give you the results at the end of the matchup and what Indy Hartwell has to say. And best of luck to these two teams. Well, there you have it. The NXT Women's Tag Team title match is over. Fire and Dawn do retain. They're going to bring the titles to Friday nights. And Dijak addresses Ilya Dragunov of what would have happened if Dragunov shown up at the arena. And just to let you some news, the Red Sox did win their game. So I'm very, very happy about that. Red Sox are doing very well. Connor Wong has been on fire, hitting 2 homers. Masataka Yoshida hit 1. Christian Arroyo hit 1. So 4 homers. So pretty good. Pretty good. So that I get to pick on Andrew Hawking in that one. But however, However, they've been the bright spot in Boston sports as of late this week. As you know, the Bruins got eliminated. Celtics lost game 1. So did that. And coming up next, Indy Hartwell. Well, making her final walk to Monday Night Raw. Final walk in an NXT ring. But she'll be heading to Monday Night Raw. So we shall see what happens. And I think she may end up vacating the NXT Women's Championship. And when she does that, I think I say Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton should go at it. But I'm sure Shawn Michaels will have a better idea because we have a lot with some of the ladies leaving. Like I said, Fire and Dawn, Chance and Carter leaving the NXT roster, as well as Indy Hartwell. So this is going to be an opportunity. Now we know, Wendy Chu's been hurt, Nikki Keane Alliance has been hurt, so Rook has been hurt. Somehow somebody, I'm suspecting that I got a hunch that Blair Davenport, who we have not seen in a while, has been behind those attacks. I got a hunch that Blair Davenport, a.k.a. Bea Priestley, has been behind those attacks. We have not seen Blair Davenport in a while. That's my hunch. My hunch is Blair Davenport was behind the attacks. We have not seen her a whole lot. So that's the way it stands right now. I'm thinking Blair Davenport was behind those attacks. So we shall see what happens when we come back with Indy Hartwell right after this. All right, to conclude this video, that I'm going to conclude this video, Indy Hartwell addresses, in fact, Apollo Crews. Actually, Dijak addresses Ilya Dragunov, and they're going to have a match next week. Apollo Crews talked to Trick Williams in the parking lot and gave him some advice. Said, hey, Melo's got the spotlight right now, but you do you. You got a lot of potential. He sees it, and Trick Williams took it to heart and said, thank you, that meant a lot to me. And so he's going to handle business. Then Indy Hartwell addressed the NXT universe, saying that, at the end, she don't cry because the end, smile because it happened. And so she gave the title a kiss, laid it on the ground, and said, I got to figure out how to get out of here. And then Dexter Lumis slides from under the ring like a mechanic, like a psycho car mechanic. I'm like, oh, God, I love Dexter Lumis, man. That guy's a whole riot. And then he extended his hands. Indy Hartwell jumps into his arms, turns around, gives the fans a thumbs up. And the greatest love story in NXT history. In fact, I think it's the greatest love story in wrestling history because they're the only wedding that has not been interrupted by any shenanigans that happened. So that's history in the making in Dex's wedding. But now he's going to carry her to Monday Night Raw because Dexter Lumis, Johnny Gargano, and Candice LeRae are all on Raw. The Way reunites on Raw. And I think Indy Hartwell is going to be a big star. I have a feeling. And as they left, the Lovebirds leave, Tiffany Stratton ends up picking up the NXT Women's Championship. But then Cora Jade grabs it and starts tugging at it. Lyra Valkyria clotheslines both ladies. And the entire women's locker room comes out, brawls like crazy over a championship. And they said, in fact, there will be a tournament to decide. The new NXT Women's Champion will culminate in NXT Battleground in 4 weeks. So this is going to be an interesting month of May for NXT. A new level. They're going to level up a little bit. There's going to be many new women. I had a feeling this was going to happen. So maybe Cora Jade may end up winning the championship. I haven't seen Roxanne Perez. I hope she's okay. So there's that. But the Red Sox did win 7-6. Connor Wong hit 2 homers, like I said. So that's the deal. So that will conclude today's episode 542 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked the video, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, give my video a subscribe. 134 subscribers. Thank you. Tell everybody to know about this channel. And I will see you on the next episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Tomorrow will be the Joker's Wild. We're going to have a little bit of fun with that. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.